know it is, but it's peak because there was always that one youth that always got bullied during Nutmeg Rush. Bro.
Comes over here.
Imagine having
this is where I grew up, right here.
Right now we at Finsbury Park, home of the London Blitz. Nah, this right here, people knew, like, when they came to Finsbury Park, like, it's going down. Like. Michael Akinlade from Tottenham, London. My alma mater was Northern Michigan University, and I played wide receiver and tight end. On my peak in England, I probably got to around 17, 18, 19. Obviously I started way back before then though. Back when I was 13 or 14. From then it was just constant progression, constantly getting better. American football in the UK isn't big, and back then, obviously it's getting there, but back then it was even smaller than it was now. You're playing flag at 14 compared to Americans who are playing contact at like 5. You move into contact, and your first form of contact is 5-a-side, because teams are a lot smaller, you don't have enough players. Then you move into 11-a-side. At one point, they had to regress it from 11-a-side to back down to 8-a-side, just because teams were pulling out because of not enough players, and the whole setup of the league, the youth league, it wasn't catered for smaller teams. So they dropped it back down to 8-a-side. So I played a couple of years of that. And then senior level, 18 plus, that's when you get back up to 11-a-side. So let's say I was in the youth program, I'll practice with them. I'll go to senior practice and practice with them, just to kind of help give me an all-round development of 11-a-side and what it takes to kind of play at on that level. I think around then, that's when I feel like I was just in my element, and so nothing could stop me. Like I was done with the junior national team, then moving on to the senior national team, and just balling. Like people just started to recognize what I could do, and then just kind of open up that idea that if I do get to America, like, I just got to keep doing what I'm doing. So I remember back when I was in my youth, obviously back then I was small, skinny, whatever, and I was playing just for the fun of it, and I'd see all these big guys, and I'd be like, bro, these men are big, man. and they were balling too. So I was like, I'm trying to get big like this, because back then I was trying to play running back, and this running back was just massive. So I was like, okay, I'm trying to start this. And then they told me about the SA. And so then I came here, and I mean, obviously it looks a lot better now, but back then, it was really like the gut. Like, it was like that old school vibe, it was all messy. This is where I'm gonna live. Where I was then, I was trying to get to the guys that were above me that had done it.
So dead, man. You know, I've seen Andre.
It's getting worse.
All you girls out there making jokes about the man them that didn't go pro because they got injured. To the man them, it's serious, you know, because they really did have those dreams and they really believed they could have made it. Junior season, I get my knee blown out. I tore my ACL, my MCL, PCL, meniscus, all on one play. Gruesome injury. And then it's just like, I'm broken after that. Like, the moment the hit happened, I already knew. And it was just like, you just feel defeated because you work so hard, and then in an instant, everything you've done, everything you've kind of accomplished, it's all gone. Like in terms of getting on the field, becoming a starter, you know, understanding the playbook, being in that role where people are looking up to you. Yeah, it was definitely a tough time. Having to have like 2 surgeries and then to rehab it, because that process alone, you're doing it by yourself, you know? Like, obviously your team's around you, but the wheels keep spinning. Like, they've got games to play, they've got games to win. It's bigger than you. And so, it's just me and my trainer, and we're just trying to like get me back on the field. Obviously, once you take your ACL, you're out for usually 9 months, 6 to 9 months. But obviously with my MCL, PCL, and meniscus, I think they're projecting me like 12 to 18 months. I'm just gutted. And I just keep asking, like, I'm asking my trainers, like, oh, when do you think I'm gonna be ready to get back? Like, do you think I'm gonna be ready for September, the first game, you know? And then they're just not hopeful. Like I said, you really just feel alone. And it's just, every day I'm coming in to like get myself back in the field. Because to me, I feel like this is me, this is what I came here for. My scholarship's on the line, you know, like, I need to get back on the field. Obviously that feeling of being alone, coupled up with not being able to play the sport that you're over there for, mentally you start doubting yourself. I went into like, I wouldn't say it was a deep depression, but I got to a point where I was very depressed. One, because physically I couldn't perform how I wanted to perform. Like, I was on crutches for 3 months. I guess you could say my body wasn't doing what I wanted it to do. Obviously, you have your teammates around, but unless they're injured, they really don't know what you're going through. So it's a lot of, you're trying to put on a brave front to tell, like, just to kind of make sure they're good and they keep going on, you know. So you're putting on this front when really that's not how you feel at all. So I feel like that was like a real difficult time for me. And then also when like you are getting reintroduced to playing again, you've lost all credibility, you could say. Like I went from being a starter to being the last string, and then, you know, having to work my way back up. And you're thinking, well, like, do the coaches not have faith in me anymore? So then you start questioning your ability, you start questioning whether you're able to get back to that level again. And so yeah, for mentally it's taxing. It's definitely taxing. I feel like it definitely does come down to how you look after your body, but sometimes it might not be for you. So that's one thing I struggled with. I always struggled with, okay, is this a sign where I have to push through the adversity and keep going, or is this a sign for me to stop and kind of pursue other things? So I battled with that quite a bit and for a long period of time. Being one of the few people to make it to America, you have all these expectations from people back home, you know? Obviously your friends, your family, they're all thinking, okay, he's made it to that step, he's only gonna go further. And so you're not trying to disappoint anyone. You don't want to let anyone down. And you kind of, obviously being that role model, you have all these younger kids and younger generation looking up to you to kind of make it to that level so they feel like they're capable of doing it too. I mean, you battle with it for a long time, but you kind of have to be at peace with your decision, whether you're going to continue and fight through the adversity, whether you're going to keep going, or whether you're going to call it. But I feel like as long as you're happy with that decision, then, I mean, everyone else has to respect it and they have to understand it. So much more you can do to get better. So yeah, if I could do it over, I would go so much harder, so much harder. Obviously being at DSA, they know how important the mental aspect is. And so just having people to speak to, like psychologists to speak to, you know, I feel like that helped a lot, because then you can really open up and find ways to kind of deal with those barriers that you might not be able to deal with by yourself. So I thought that was a big help. I guess people that I met along the way, like my boys, like they know who they are. We got 9 years now? 10 years strong. Same gang, you feel me? And then obviously when I went over there, okay, initially I was told, or from guys here I was told, they're gonna try to test you, they're out there for blood, da 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 da. And when I got out there, it was completely different. Like all my guys out there, they just showed me straight love from the beginning. So then the guys that I met, the 3 years I was out there, like, those are really gonna be my brothers for life. Like, nobody will lie. Like, for thick and thin, them lot have been there. Football definitely creates bonds that last forever, I'll say that. I would say if this is really what you want to do, put in the work. You're gonna find times where it gets difficult to show up every day, you know? But it's really put in the work. Like, your friends are gonna try pull you this way, try pull you that way, come do this, come do that. But if you've got a goal and you really commit to reaching that goal, sometimes you've got to say no to that stuff and really focus on your craft and what's gonna get you to that next level. You know, and whether it's just like reading a bit more about your position, or reading like how to read the defense, or how to read the offense, or getting on the field and doing more footwork, you know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't even have to be a whole 2-hour session. It can literally be 20 minutes. But you know what I'm saying? All that time that you put in, it adds up. I'd say if you're gonna commit, you have to be all in. Be all in, and I'm telling you, you'll reap the rewards.